This is our love story. This is our journey.
Hello, everybody, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday, guys. We hope you guys woke up early today. We hope you guys are planning on having a good week.
Guys, Brendan is so nervous. Like
I'm
literally
excited.
shivering.
So for the first time, I got to pick what we talk about today, which is super exciting for me because usually you know Faggy Spice, but today I am the meat.
Okay.
So we're gonna read a review. And then we're going to get into today's video, which is going to be incredible because obviously I'm facilitating.
Okay.
Also, guys, thank you so much, guys, for listening to our podcast. It's been charting this week and we are so excited. Like we were literally dancing up and down.
Literally, our podcast is number 2 in all categories. So we've got you guys to thank, and that's definitely the right push to continue with the podcast.
Yeah.
I've got the review, and it is from Roy Jr. And he said, not really sure which one to refer to because all the topics are actually amazing and so practical.
Yes.
I think my favorite was that one on being intentional with loving your partner, and also the one with words. Honestly, going to tell my friends about this one. So grateful I stumbled on it.
Wow. That's really heartwarming. It's
know.
great. And you know what I love is how different people our podcast attract.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we started it, obviously we thought maybe we're just going to get like couples, newlyweds, or like fiancés, but there's a lot of single people that listen to it. And I think that's great because it's not just about marriage. Our love journey is not just our marriage love journey. It's our basically we are called to love.
Yeah.
And this podcast is about that journey of just loving the world and loving life.
That actually makes so much sense.
Right?
It's a new perspective of our love journey.
Literally just came up with that right now. Today I want to talk about something that I'm really, I want to say this is one of my life's mission to put out this message. And this is the ability to adapt.
Okay.
So today's video is about the ability to adapt. And I'm going to start off by talking about how me and Mpumi, obviously our birthdays are a week apart. Yeah. And this week is actually Mpumi's birthday. Well, it would have been this weekend.
Yeah.
And so as
I'm 27.
You're so old, baby. But as we approach 30, you start to realize how much you've grown.
Yeah.
And how much things have changed.
Yeah.
And I realized, I mean, this is oh, my phone just died. You're
gonna have to
going well. But I realized that one of the most important things in growing up is recognizing that you really have no control on anything.
Yeah.
And the only control you actually have in life, now we're the people that take notes, this is for you, the control that you have in life is your response.
100%.
You only
your
control
emotions, your response.
how you respond to what happens.
Yeah.
But you actually don't control what happens. I mean, I'm talking about on a broader scale. I'm not talking about whether you're cooking tonight or that you can definitely, whether you're picking up the socks or whether you can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about really big life, career changing decisions. Those are decisions that are made by God, and God facilitates that. And so it's up to us to decide how are we going to receive it and how we're going to respond.
Yeah.
That's like the first thing that I'm learning as I'm getting older.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think a lot of people do know our journey. I went to varsity to go and study accounting.
Yeah.
And just towards the end, throughout I had always known that this is not really what I want to do, but you know, you just think CA, I'm gonna have money, and that's really all you know, because I was underexposed, and then it got to a point where it was just too much. I knew this is not where I wanted to be, and having to make that decision. Actually, I kind of feel like God made that decision for me, where I had to leave my career, and when things weren't looking great, like now I kind of know, like now I trust God, like now I'm like, listen, God, I've seen you turn.
You know how you work.
I know how you work. I don't worry. Even if they can tell me tomorrow the world is ending, listen, God, I'm good, you know. But at that point, I wasn't there. At that point in my life, I was just like, what is going to happen to me? Do I have to go back home, etc.? But that adaptability thing, we were together when I just left school, and you had also left school. So we were kind of in the same boat. Yeah. And I think we both just what made our friendship and our relationship stronger is that we realized that we don't have a choice but to adapt. We don't have a choice but to make it work. And I think that's just what adaptability is about, is that wherever you land, whether good or bad, or whether it's planned for or not, you just gotta make it work. And you make it work in that moment. You take it just one step at a time. It's what Will Smith says, when you're building a house, focus on that one brick and make sure that you place that brick straight. And then
as perfect
as you can. And I think that's also kind of the joy or the secret in adapting.
The thing about adapting is also the longer you take to learn the lesson, you will keep having to learn it.
Yes, that's important.
It's one of those things that the sooner you grasp it, the better your life starts to change. Now, number two, one of the second thing that I've realized that comes with adapting is your goals. As you grow up, you adapt your goals to your new lifestyle, to your new life, your new world. And it's so crazy. I think about when I was like in my early 20s or maybe late teens, my dreams were completely different than the kind of dreams I have now. I mean, we were talking the other day. We did the video about the vision boards. If you guys haven't watched it, you should check it out. Great video and podcast. But we had a conversation, and I was so shocked at how little material things were on our goals.
We had to find material things.
It got to a point where we're just like, I don't know, a Porsche. It's like you start to think about it. Things change as you grow older and as you learn the teachings of life, and you start to discover yourself and you adapt to your new life, which for us is a family life. For me personally, obviously being a father, as much as I thought about it growing up, I don't think I really understood what it meant. Just on a personal level, what kind of person you have to become, because you cannot be the same person.
100%.
So adapting your goals to who you are at the present moment is so important to your growth.
Yeah. You're actually right. Okay, my goals haven't changed a lot since my early 20s. I guess I've never really been a material person. It never really, so mine haven't changed much, but the dynamics of what would take first place, that 100% has changed, and I've had to adapt to that. Where I think we've mentioned that when we got married, we didn't like plan. We weren't one of those couples who knew that we want to have this many kids. Like we'd say, oh no, we're gonna have 2 kids, but it wasn't a big deal. It was like, in passing. And then now we realize how much it shaped our entire home and how much it shaped our personalities. And now I've just started teaching Nuri scriptures, and I realized that in teaching her, I'm actually learning the scriptures. In breaking them down for her, I'm getting understanding of it. So it's absolutely amazing if you fully immerse yourself into what God's doing in your life, adapting your goals to where you are now. And it goes with what's happening now in our world. Reality is that we are locked up. We kind of have to make do with the situation. Now we can fuss and kick and complain and cry and be stressed every single day and fight the process, or we can really adapt ourselves, as hard as it is. I'm not making light of the situation. It's hard. And we just have to really adapt that, you know what, this is the reality right now. How do we adapt our goals to what is happening now?
It's very vital. I'm trying to not say it's important. But it's so vital to do that, because, like I said, it hinders your ability to grow. If you let your situation or your circumstance basically affect your ability to dream. Because that's what happens.
And you actually mentioned something important that I want to emphasize again, that about learning the lesson. There's some lessons that I've had to learn like a million times until I was just like, okay, I get it.
Some lessons I'm literally learning right now.
And there's some lessons where you learn it and you move on. But I think it's important that whenever life happens, ask life the question, what are you trying to teach me?
Yeah.
Learn it and keep it moving. Otherwise, life will keep throwing the same thing, just in a different dress.
That's what life do. Okay, so the third thing I realized that changes as you grow and that you have to adapt your life towards is fun. Like, guys, if we can tell you guys what we do to have fun, you guys will think we're like 40 or 50.
Firstly, I want you to, because your fun was, I think, your fun was really fun.
So I was like, I was a party animal, basically, in my late teens.
And when you were partying, I was working, and I would not. And
you were still in corporate.
I was in corporate, but I did it was like sort of like a student work thing where I had like a night shift because I worked with international clients, and at like 3 or 4 in the morning we're on the phone and this guy is like out, and there was a lot of trouble.
Babe, I'll call you back. I can't hear you, sorry, let me just get outside.
I didn't understand.
I lived my best life.
You did.
I think a lot of it also was because I didn't know who I was, so it just honestly, it was something that needed to happen. And like every week we would be out
Thursday to
Sunday. I mean, maybe one of those days I'd be performing, but I'd use that as an excuse to do the whole weekend. But now, I mean, fun is like going on a retreat in the wilderness.
Going to nature, no network.
Going to nature, no phone, just the book in front of a pond.
Actually, I was talking to my trainer and we were talking about bedtime. And I was like, oh no, I sleep at 9. And he's like, oh my gosh, you live like an old woman. And I was telling him that, I have my chamomile tea before going to bed. And I'm talking about this and it's casual.
No, you're a lot extra than I am.
And when he talks it back, I realize I'm like, shucks, But it's just the life that we've chosen, and those are things that really bring us a lot of peace and joy. I tried clubbing. I went to a club once in my life, and can I tell you, I spent the entire night in the bathroom because I didn't know what to do with myself.
There were no chairs at the club.
And there were no chairs in the club.
I didn't understand why there's not enough chairs for the
they
amount
wouldn't
of
give
people.
me chairs. There was no chairs. There was nothing to lean on.
Society.
And I was the only person in like jeans. Like I was in full on jeans, and people are like, but anyway, so I discovered very early, and I think I quoted that or wrote about it, that the quickest way to learn who you are is learning who you're not. And that made it easy for me to eliminate that, this is not my type of fun. But like Brendan's saying, our fun has really evolved. We actually like spending time with our parents.
Yeah, true. It's crazy. It's crazy how much closer. I actually posted the other day how much closer you become with your parents when you get older. That's the most beautiful thing.
We actually sit and talk for hours with our
you can have conversations like buddies, and it's great. But like you said, for me now, like fun is mostly, if we can do something where we rest,
that's so much fun.
That's priceless. Like, where can I rest? Like, if we're looking for places,
I just want to hear birds.
How is the bed there? Is it comfy? Like, it's
how
crazy.
loud are the birds there?
Oh my goodness. We just want peace and tranquility. But I guess it goes with as you evolve in your life, those things change.
And also accepting, because you can get to a point where pressure and other voices make it sound like, oh my gosh, you're too young to be doing this. And there's nothing wrong with going out if that's really fun for you. But it's important.
And if that's the season that you're in, maybe that's where you're going to meet your person.
Who knows?
We don't know.
What's important is to identify who you are and in that season, in this moment, and what's fun for you, because there's nothing worse than pretending to have fun. I know I've pretended to have fun, and then you get home and you're like, why? There's no need. There's no need to be with those people. There's no need to do what I did. So the sooner you know who you're not, the sooner you get to know who you are. And you adapt, and life becomes easy. The sooner you adapt, the better.
Oh, okay.
What a fun convo,
I know.
We're
almost done. We're almost done though. We are closing. The last thing that changes when you grow up and as your life adapts to its new normal is romance.
Tell us more.
Go deeper. Again, I don't want to. I want to actually say this gets more exciting.
Okay.
As you know, like having fun kind of gets
Sex gets better.
it gets dimmer. Like having fun gets dimmer.
Okay.
I mean having fun. I'm not talking about romance currently. Like, I'm
Sorry,
setting the
I'm already
premise.
talking about sex.
When you're oh my gosh, like
Sorry.
I can't take you anywhere.
You wanted to call me that word. Say it so people can know what you call me.
That's our secret word. But I mean, when we're having fun, it seems like as you grow older, your fun diminishes, but romance completely goes like crazy. Like
if you choose to.
Yeah. I think we've chosen to.
Yeah.
So we do like really, really fun and romantic things now that I think we didn't do when we first got married.
Yeah.
Partly because we were broke when we first got married. That probably played a part.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think we ever thought about it.
No, I think it just goes with growing up and really getting to know you. I was actually thinking the other day that when we first got married, like you hear a lot of people, like especially older couples who've been married for long, who say, it's crazy how I love you more the more we together. And I kind of struggled.
Is that how you feel?
Listen, I kind of struggled.
This is how you want me to find out.
I struggled with that concept in the beginning. I didn't know, how do you love someone like better as time goes? Because I mean, I'm assuming you'd get tired of them. That's what the human mind tells you. But listen, 4 years in, and the reason why I think the couples who say I love you more is because they've chosen to grow together. So you've become more of you, and which is what Mama O says, your job in life is to become more of yourself. So already I had fallen in love with you, but you become even
doing
more
so well with no Mama O quotes.
But you've become more of you. Those things that I fell in love with, you've become more of that. That has been refined, and I believe we've grown in God. And as you grow in God, God highlights those beautiful aspects of a person. And even it's not always rosy, but even that stuff, it's whatever, because you've actually found a lifelong friend, partner. Then the romance comes in. To be honest, I think romance is like last on a list in a marriage. I think friendship really is what's so important, the core that takes us to romance.
Yeah, but we're not talking about friendship now.
Yeah.
We're talking about ukthandana. So, but yeah, I think one thing that you mentioned that's very important is that
only one thing.
This is what I picked up on. Is that as you grow to know someone, you better understand what makes them happy. And I mean, the very core of romance is to please your partner.
Yeah.
It's pleasure.
Yeah.
And so the more we've been in love, I think the more we've known each other. Because when you meet someone, a lot of that is like say act. Siguma movie.
It
like,
is. In fact.
Like I'm Will Smith, you are, Eva Mendes or whatever.
Why?
Because of the movie Hitch. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
But basically, like, we are these people that you portraying the best version of yourself to the person that you're dating. And then you get married, and then slowly, like you
breaks
said,
loose.
Yeah, slowly, like, you start to cut off all that stuff, all the fat.
Yeah.
Basically, salinyama, basically,
This is not what I ordered.
But like, but
and then you grow to learn the real person.
Yeah, but then you realize, oh man, actually the meat part is the best part.
Yeah.
So it's that part that really makes the spark in the romance. Like, I know you now. Like, I know your body.
Yeah.
I know where to touch. Like, I just know if I'm jumping in, where am I jumping in? So like, I know where to start. Because before, you don't even know where to start. You're just starting in the middle.
And what's the worst thing? And ladies, if you're engaged or if you're newly married, you're allowed to say, I don't like this. You're allowed to say, let's try this. And even husbands, I think, because I think
why are you engaged?
No, because they're about to obviously get married and have sex. Okay. And because movies and everything has portrayed that the minute you have sex, it's just nice, it's orgasms, it's whatever. The reality is that you have to get to know each other's bodies.
Yeah.
And that takes time.
It does.
And have to make some mistakes, some oopsies, some bad sex.
You have to cast your net far and wide.
Exactly. You really have to, when they say learn each other's bodies, explore, there's going to be some ouchies, some oopsies. And it's going to be, I think, humiliating in the beginning, but open yourself.
Not really. It depends on your friendship. It depends on your
friendship, yeah. But I think in the beginning, I don't even know how we got here.
We got here because you wanted to come here. Don't be acting like you would try to have this conversation.
No, but I think it's important, and we spoke about it at our ladies' branch, is that the reason why sex gets better over time is because you know your partner and you guys figure each other out over time, and it just gets better. As opposed to in the beginning when there's all this pressure to have this bomb sex and it doesn't happen, and then there's disappointment.
Okay, so the moral of the story, it gets better.
It gets better.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much the video today.
I've never cut you when I start a topic. I let you go.
I'm not cutting you, but you were just saying the same thing over and over again. We get it. It's great. Like, you can stop gloating.
I'm not gloating.
All right, but yeah, guys. So this has been super fun.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
What did you think romance was when we started dating? Like, how did you think
was romantic?
Wait, how did you think you were gonna sweep me off my feet? And then versus what do you think sweeps me off my feet now?
Honestly, I think it was probably stuff from like the movies. Like, I think getting you flowers, taking you out to a nice restaurant, things like that. Maybe buying you a gift. Yeah, I'm big on gifts and stuff like that. But I realize it's part of romance, but it's not. It can't be the main thing.
Okay,
that's one thing I've learned with being romantic, is that the material stuff cannot be the main thing.
It accompanies.
It's the sentimental things. It's like that stuff. It brings it all home. But it's like, it's the fact that I heard you, and I put thought into it. Like I studied. Like I did my research, and I knew what you wanted. That is what makes something romantic. Anyway, we could talk about this.
You've gotten really good
forever.
at being romantic.
I'm trying. I'll be better like when I turn 30 or what now. So
me?
guys. No, you amazing, but you've always been amazing. You know why?
Why?
You used to be really good at the sentimental part before you were good at the gift part. so you did it the other way around. So you got that, and that part is the most important part. So I could always appreciate good. Man, okay, you got me a wish box. It's great. It's a great gift. You thought about it. You care about my goals, but like,
okay, guys,
I was expecting an iPhone. So yeah, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, the moral of this video was to say, adapt to wherever your life is, and your life will be more fruitful.
Nothing ever stays the same, and be flexible. I think it all goes back to being fully present.
Mpumi is extremely flexible. Thank you guys. Cheers.
Bye.